from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Pleasant evening and a very warm welcome to the National News Broadcast. We are coming to you from the Rupavahini News Studios. I'm Dilanjali Ananda.
And I am Lakshita Dirasingha. We start off tonight by taking a quick look at the headlines.
"19 years since the tsunami. Remains of 137 unidentified victims at Karapitiya. Minister Kehelia Ramukala rejects the reports on recording a statement by the CID over the substandard medicinal drug supply incident. A special program to arrest overseas individuals who control the underground and drug trafficking networks. Sri Pada pilgrimage season begins. National Medicines Regulatory Authority says the objective is to provide medicine in an appropriate manner. Pakistan University studies the culture and heritage of Sri Lanka. Ukraine attacks a Russian vessel in Black Sea. Now for those other stories in detail. But today marks the Unduva Full Moon Poya Day.
The Poya Day is considered as a day of significance in the history of the Buddha Sasana. On the Unduva Full Moon Poya Day, the Bhikkhuni order in Sri Lanka commenced. The Unduva Poya Day commemorates the arrival of 11 Bhikkhunis led by Arahat Sangamitra Thera from Damadiva, India, with a sapling of Jayashree Mahabodhi. The Sri Pada pilgrim season also begins on the Unduva Full Moon Poya Day. An Unduva Full Moon Poya Day's Dhamma sermon of the Dhammadipani Sadharma Dhamma sermon series was held at the temple trees this morning. The Dhamma sermon was delivered by Chief Incumbent of Jethavanarama, Colombo, Venerable Madavala Dhammika Jinavancha Thera. The live telecast of the Sadharma Varsha religious program presented by the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation was conducted at the Sri Chakindarama Historic Temple in Gampola. The religious program was comprised of artisan campaigns, Buddha Puja, Dhamma sermons and Dhamma discussions. This year's Sri Pada pilgrim season commenced today.
Accordingly, devotees will be able to join the pilgrimage to the Sri Pada temple until the Vesak Full Moon Poya Day. The casket of sacred relics, statue of god Saman and jewelleries of the deities were carried in the traditional procession to the Udamalua of Sri Pada from the Galputtawala Raja Mahavihara in Palmadulla. The sacred relics were carried in a procession from the Galput Raja Mahavihara last morning via 4 routes. Accordingly, the procession journeyed through Ratnapura Avisavela Hatton Road, Ratnapura Palabadala Rajamavata and Balangoda Bhagavantalava Road. Many dansalas were organized along this route. Many dansas were organized along this route from Hatton town towards Sri Padasthana for the devotees. The Sinhala Tamil Muslim community in Bhagavantalava area organized a dansala for the devotees who have embarked on the Sri Pada pilgrimage. The sacred relics were deposited at the Udumalua at the auspicious time at dawn today. It was held under the patronage of Chief Incumbent of the Sri Padasthana, Venerable Ben Gamwe Dhammadina Thera. The devotees were urged to maintain the sacredness of the Sri Padasthana and protect the environment when embarking on the pilgrimage. But today marks the 19th anniversary of the tsunami catastrophe.
The tsunami disaster occurred in the year 2004 on the Unduva Full Moon Poya Day, a day after Christmas. was exactly at 6:55 a.m. on the 26th of December in the year 2004 that a tremor of 9.5 in the Richter scale was recorded in the Indian Ocean. Swell waves hit the coastal region of the country around 9:25 a.m. at a speed of 800 kilometers per hour. The tsunami catastrophe severely affected 14 countries in the Asian region. Pounding tidal waves crashed ashore, causing significant damage to 14 districts in the country. The catastrophe left nearly 35,000 persons deprived of their lives in Sri Lanka, while leaving 5,000 more missing. Altogether, more than 335,000 persons in 14 countries in the Asian region were killed in the disaster. In commemoration of the unfortunate incident which had occurred 18 years ago, a 2-minute silence was observed throughout the island from 9:25 to 9:27 a.m. this morning. Today was named as the National Safety Day to commemorate the tragic event and other disasters in the country. The train wreck occurred in Paralia is considered as the largest single rail disaster in world history by death toll, with 1,270 fatalities. A total of 249 residents of Paralia were also among the victims. The train was halted at the Paralia railway station for 10 minutes in remembrance of the victims of the train wreck. The National Safety Day commemoration ceremony was held at the site in the presence of Governor of Southern Province Willie Gamage, The system to send an alert to mobile devices during an emergency was also launched today. The system was launched in Paralia by Director General of Disaster Management Centre, Major General Sudatta Ranasinghe. Several tsunami commemoration ceremonies were held in Patiklo area. Close to 1,800 fatalities were recorded in Patiklo coastal region from the tsunami disaster. A ceremony to remember the tsunami victims in Matra district was held today at the Thotamuna Tsunami Memorial in Matra. A National Safety Day ceremony was also held in Hambantota today in remembrance of the victims of the tsunami disaster. The construction of a tsunami memorial was also commenced at the event. Remains of 137 unidentified victims of the tsunami catastrophe are still remaining at the Judicial Medical Division of the Karapitiya Medical Faculty. The remains were recovered from mangroves and swamp regions in Paralia and Telvatta areas following a brief period after the tsunami.
Ministry of Environment in a statement has indicated that the reports pertaining to the alleged summoning of Minister Keheli Rambukwala to the Criminal Investigation Department to inquire into the substandard medicinal drugs supply incident is false and baseless. The relevant statement has been issued by the Media Secretary to the Minister of Environment. The first complaint pertaining to the incident has been lodged by then advisor to the former Health Minister Dr. Sanjay Pereira under the instructions of Minister Keheli Rambukwala. However, the Minister has felt the need to conduct the inquiries pertaining to the documental and other evidences related to the incident in a more efficient manner, as various entities are attempting to conceal the facts through false propaganda. The statement has indicated that the Minister has voluntarily recorded a statement with the CID based on a written request made by President's Counsel U.R. De Silva under the instructions of the Minister to Director of CID DIG Prasad Ranasinghe.
Meanwhile, Chairman of the National Medicines Regulatory Authority, Dr. Ananda Vijay Vikramas, says the duty and the objective of the authority is to supply and provide medicines to the public in an appropriate and efficient manner. He said that this duty is not expecting to create a shortage in the country by holding medicinal stocks in the port. Addressing a media briefing held at the Ministry of Health today, he expressed his regret over the misleading reports circulated by certain media outlets in this regard. Chairman of the National Medicines Regulatory Authority, Dr. Ananda Vijay Vikrama, said that the main responsibility of the authority is to supply and provide medicines at fair prices within a safe process. He said that various steps have been taken to resolve crises erupted pertaining to medical supply in the recent past. He also said that measures have been taken to avoid existing delays on medicine supply within an appropriate process. He added that medicines can be registered after considering various criteria, including the standard and the quality. He further said that the quality-approved medicines should re-register following the expiration of the registration. He said that there were several delays which occurred during the last 2 years, and measures are underway to address these delays. The registration of the previously registered medicines will be extended until June. In other stories, the survival of Sri Lankan culture and cultural practices in an invaluable asset for the Sri Lankans.
The foreign nationals show great interest in studying these historical heritages. This is the Riddhi Vihara in Kurunegala. An extensive exploration over the religious practices, traditions, as well as the public life and the cultural background of the surrounding area was conducted recently. The exploration was conducted by 2 professors and a group of students from Indus Valley School of Arts and Architecture in Karachi, Pakistan. The researchers continued to engage in their study for a period of 4 days at the temple site. During this period, the Riddhi Vihara provided necessary food and accommodation for the researchers free of charge. This was with the objective to show the world on the heritage of the country as well as the preservation efforts undertaken by the Sri Lankans to conserve their history and culture. A group of researchers engaged in an extensive study on the palm leaf manuscripts, which demonstrates Sri Lanka's rich documentary heritage, enshrining the ancient chronicles of the Sri Lankan history. The Mantha Thenuara, Dr. Singharaja Thamitta and Director General of Sri Lanka Institute of Tourism and Hotel Management, Jeevanthi Senanayaka, took the effort in bringing down this group of researchers to Sri Lanka. The findings of this group of researchers who are studying the ancient heritage of the country will further enhance the image of Sri Lanka in the global stage.
This is a group visiting Sri Lanka from the Indus Valley School of Art and Architecture in Karachi, Pakistan. They are interested in studying the Sinhala language, art and architecture, and gastronomy of the country, the ancient living culture of the country. They are a group of 2 professors and 5 students interested in studying all this, staying in the temple for 5 days, going around, walking up the hill to do meditation and tasting Sinhalese, ancient Sinhalese traditional food, and also studying the Sinhalese language. They also have started to learn the Ola leaf manuscripts, how to prepare Ola leaves, and also how to do inscriptions on them. This has been their very first visit to Sri Lanka, and they're amazed the amount of art, architecture and the variety that they see in everything. This is the type of relationship that we would love to build between the people of Pakistan and the people of Sri Lanka. This is, as we see, this is a massive step forward in public diplomacy between the 2 countries. The interesting feature about this whole thing is that this entire activity was done on a voluntary basis and free of charge from the temple. The 4 individuals who initiated this and who took part in this, facilitating and assisting this group, did it all for free. And they were also amazed at the extent that hospitality was extended to them. And I'm sure they will leave with very pleasant memories, and they'll take this message to the rest of their community. The temple, and we are planning to have this activity once again extended to other main universities in the world who study art and architecture, to come to Sri Lanka and to understand and study the ancient educational culture that was centered in ancient temples. Vidhi Vihara is one such major temple. So we are very happy that they made it to Sri Lanka, and we are also very happy that they're going to come back for the second stage of this project.
Hello, my name is Seema Nusrat. I'm a faculty member at IIBS Indus Valley School of Art and Architecture from Karachi in Pakistan. We've been invited by the Vidhi Vihar temple team to come and stay and experience the art and sculptural works and the ancient temples here. I'm very thankful to Dimanta and Dr. Sinha Raja, who initiated this project, and Dr. Faiza, our dean at IBS. They all made this happen, and we have had a really good time here, experiencing the nature which we are very much deprived of in our city life. It's been a really good experience for students to have a different kind of learning from different culture. We had a great chance of learning the language, different culinaries of Sri Lanka, going to the temples, and most importantly learning about the Buddhism and the Buddhist meditation.
My name is Axel Lucas. I am from Karachi, Pakistan, and a fine art student from Indus Valley School of Art and Architecture. We were invited here by the team of Vidhi Vihara to come and experience the culture and to interact with the people. And right now we are in this very ancient village, and we have a great time over here. My experience here has been extremely wonderful and humbling, especially because looking at the people and how closely they are related to their roots, and how nature and how the arts are interlinked together. And we can see that in the architecture, in the language, in all the different aspects of their lives. And we had a very great experience having a private session of meditation, which I will now hopefully practice in the future. And it has been a wonderful experience, and I request, and I think these things should happen more, these cultural exchange programs with people, and especially with the younger generation, because we are the future of this of this earth that we live on. And I invite you all to please come to Sri Lanka and have a great experience just like I have.
My name is Dua, and I'm from Indus Valley School of Art and Architecture. I'm from Pakistan, live in Karachi. So the experience in Sri Lanka is great, because we enjoyed a lot. The nature is very, very, very good, and the environment, the clean environment we can see over there. And the thing which admired me a lot is about the modern architecture over there. You can see the contemporary elements over there, and then how we can combine these elements into the new modern designs in a sculpture as well. Because I'm a 3D major, so I'm interested in wood as well. So I've seen so many plants over there with the trees, and how we can combine these things, the nature and the mechanical things together, and make something interesting out of it. Experience of the new experience which I learned is the Ola leaf, because I'm really interested in drawing. So I drew the designs in Ola leaves, and it was a great experience for me. And thanks for the Sri Lankan people, and especially I really thank for the Dr. Sinha Raja, who invited us in this cultural trip.
And in other stories, the Royal Embassy of Saudi Arabia in Sri Lanka held a ceremony in celebration of the International Arabic Language Day in Colombo recently. The event was held under the theme, The Arabic Language, the Language of Poetry and Arts. The ceremony was attended by State Minister Kader Mastan, ministers, parliamentarians, academics, government officials and heads of the diplomatic missions. During the ceremony, Deputy Head of the Mission Abdullah Arkhobi delivered a speech in which he explained the kingdom's interest in the Arabic language, the language of the Holy Quran. He also emphasized the kingdom's efforts to spread and promote the Arabic language by establishing universities and institutes and through many initiatives to teach the Arabic language. He said that the establishment of the King Salman Global Academy for Arabic Language would serve the classical Arabic language regionally and globally. During the event, visuals were presented highlighting the valuable efforts made by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in spreading the Arabic language, the language of the Holy Quran, and its value, status and beauty inside and outside the kingdom. A number of professional calligraphers were also present at the event to display the beauty of Arabic calligraphy, which attracted the attention and interest of the participants of the event. And with that, we move into a short break. Stay tuned with us for more news from home.
Prima Kutumi Fantamai. Wishing you a joyful Christmas from Prima.
Welcome back, and in more stories from home, Minister Tiran Alas says a special operation has been commenced to arrest individuals who operate the underworld and drug trafficking networks in the country while living abroad.
He made these remarks while taking part in the opening ceremony of the Kirindavela Sathutu Paula Educational Exhibition and Trade Fiesta. Mr. Allah said that this operation will be carried out within the next 6 months to completely eradicate the drug menace from the country. He said that he will not allow any influence to hinder the ongoing operation. He said that necessary legal measures will be taken to arrest suspects who are residing in Dubai within the legal frameworks of the government. The minister said that negotiations are also underway with other governments for the eradication of those who engage in the underworld and the drug trafficking network in Sri Lanka.
උදාහරණයකට මේ ප්‍රංශෙත් එක්කෙනෙක්ව ගෙන්න ගන්න අපි මේ දවස්වල වැඩ කටයුතු කරනවා. මම හිතන්නේ මේ ලෝකේ එකම රටකවත් 100%ක් නැති කරන්න පුළුවන් කියලා. නමුත් මම මේ ඇමතිකමේ ඉන්නකම් පාතාලෙටයි ඔය මද්ද්‍රව්‍ය ආයතයි අපි ගහලා ඉවර කරනවා. ඒක සාතික.
The Kirindivela Sathutu Paula Educational Exhibition and Trade Fiesta will be held until the 31st of this month at the Kirindivela Central College and Kirindivela Mahavidyalaya. The opening ceremony was held with the participation of Ministers Tiran Alas and Prasanna Ranatunga. The event is comprised of more than 50 educational and trade stalls of state, semi-government and private sector organizations.
Police media spokesman SSP Nihal Taldua assures the continuation of the Yuktiya operation. Accordingly, he urged the public to inform regarding any drug trafficking activities through the dedicated police hotlines. Police media spokesman SSP Nihal Taldua said that adequate security was facilitated to Catholic religious establishments in the country during the Christmas day. He also said that traffic police officers were also deployed for necessary duties during the period. He said that even though the Yukti operation activities were reduced to a certain level, the gathering of information pertaining to drug trafficking activities continues to function without any hindrance. He said that it has been observed that certain traffickers have changed their hideouts and trafficking areas during this period. Accordingly, he urged the public to provide information on such activities to the authorities using the provided police hotlines.
මේ ආකාරයට මේ ජාවාරමේ යෙදෙන්නට පුළුවන්. ඒ නිසා එවැනි සැකකටයුතු පුද්ගලයන් සම්බන්ධ තොරතුරක් තියෙනවා නම් කරුණාකරලා අපි හඳුන්වලා දීලා තියෙන දුරකථන අංක වලට ලබා දෙන්න. මේ ඉදිරි කාල සීමාව තුළ අපි මේ දින කීපය ගත වුණාට පස්සේ මේ මෙහිම නැවතත් ක්‍රමානුකූලව තිබු තත්ත්වයටම අපි ක්‍රියාත්මක කිරීමට කටයුතු කරනවා.
The police special task force have apprehended a suspect who was transporting illegal pregabalin pills yesterday during a raid carried out in the Pesale area. The 23-year-old suspect was taken into custody based on a tip-off received by the officers attached to the Mana camp of the police special task force. Meanwhile, the police special task force has taken 254 kilograms of dried turmeric illegally brought into the country from India through the sea routes.
Suryaja Japanese Language Skills Center affiliated to the Sugamugen Lanka Private Limited in Palavatta, Battaramulla was unveiled today. The opening ceremony was held with the participation of Head of International Relations Organization of Japan and Chairman of Sugamugen Lanka Private Limited, Dr. Noriake Suga. The Suryaja Japanese Language Skills Center will be conducted under the guidance of Venerable Dr. Sudhumpala Vimalasaratera. Youth in the country will be given the opportunity to learn about the Japanese culture and the language at this center. The newly established language center has taken the effort to establish a Japanese cultural setting within the center, along with classrooms equipped with the latest facilities. The center will facilitate students to gain the necessary basics to engage in their higher education in Japan in various sectors. Advanced level and ordinary level students will be able to engage in their studies based on recommended texts, while curriculums will be included for the students from grades 6 to 9 to learn the Japanese language. All courses will be conducted under the guidance of the Japanese representatives. The new website of the Suryaja Japanese Language Skills Center, www.suryaja.lk, was also unveiled during the ceremony. Students who had completed previous Japanese language courses received their certificates at the ceremony from Dr. Noriaki Suga. Japanese businessman Yamaguchi Yoshunari and MP Sarath Virasekara were present on this occasion.
Reports have indicated that large crowds of local and foreign tourists are drawing towards the Haggala National Botanical Garden. Among many botanical gardens in Sri Lanka, Haggala Garden holds a unique place among the locals as well as foreign tourists. The garden, beautified with various geodiversities, is situated in a colder surrounding. Many indigenous and endangered species have been conserved at this garden. With the increasing tourist attention, the daily income of the garden has also improved considerably.
And we have more news from home in brief. The United States have donated another consignment of medicine worth 210 million rupees to Sri Lanka. The Sri Lankan embassy in Washington has indicated that the consignment will arrive in the country by the end of this month. A storage building in Green Avenue in Street, Colombo has completely destroyed from a fire. The fire had occurred this morning at around 8:30 a.m. 4 fire trucks have been used to douse the fire. No fatalities have been reported from the incident. Street police are conducting an investigation into the incident. Kegal Magistrates Court ordered to remand 3 suspects, including Kurunagala District Samagijana Balavege organizer Amit Bandara Chandrasekhara, who were taken into custody over charges of illegal substances until January 8th. The Kegal Division Crimes Investigation Office arrested the suspects recently, along with 800 grams of heroin and 700 grams of ice narcotics. Veteran actress Udula Dabare has passed away today. She made appearances in many films including Dukpatage Duka and Suryanget Surya. She was 87 years of age at her demise. The remains are kept at 32/97 unit in Golden Meadows Housing Complex, Kirigam Pamanuma, Pulgas Ovita. Final rites will be held tomorrow at Mattegoda Public Cemetery. We'll be back with international news after the break.
La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Kotomi Stella, sunrise and trees, bring a taste of Christmas to your home with Prima family. Wishing you a joyful Christmas from Prima. Wishing you a joyful Christmas.
Welcome back in foreign news. Russia has confirmed one of its warships has been damaged in a Ukrainian attack on a Black Sea port. The airstrike took place at Feodosia in Russian-occupied Crimea. Russia's Ministry of Defense said the large landing ship was struck by Ukrainian aircraft carrying guided missiles. The head of the Ukrainian Air Force said earlier its warplanes had destroyed the ship. It is reported that one person was killed in the attack and several others were reportedly hurt. 6 buildings were damaged and a small number of people had to be taken to temporary accommodation centers. Meanwhile, Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu has said his troops have seized the key town of Marinka in eastern Ukraine.
Wishing you a joyful Christmas from Prima.
Now, the second test match between visiting Pakistan and Australia began in Melbourne today. Batting first, the Australians scored 187 runs for the loss of 3 wickets at the end of the first day of play.
Winning the toss, Pakistan invited Australia to bat first. Accordingly, Australian innings was opened by David Warner and Usman Khawaja. Warner scored 38 runs while Usman Khawaja scored 42 runs. Stephen Smith scored 26 runs. Manas Labuschagne is not out at 44.
Wishing you a joyful Christmas from Prima.
That's all the news we have for tonight. Join us tomorrow at the same time for the very latest on Channel Eye. I'm Dilanjali, signing off. Good night.
Good night.